they're accusing me of jumping the gun on what is going to be put out on those transcripts, but I know for a fact that every time these channels go over these court documents, they shuffle the names around and make it sound like I committed crimes that I didn't commit. They do that every single time. This is not me assuming she's going to do something. This is me taking their past actions with these exact same documents and knowing what they have done in the past. When they went over the court documents the first time, they used the fact that the court document said DA instead of defense attorney, and so they said district attorney, and that's shuffling words around to make things sound worse than they are. They do this every time they go over the court transcripts. That's how I know what they're going to do, and that's how I know what's going to happen to me afterwards, because this is something that they do over and over and over again every time I speak up too much about the bullying and the fact that they should not be platformed and monetized on YouTube. They have been doing this for 3 years. Adonis Paul and Virgie G have had the court records. They've gone over them. They've lied about them. Original Owl has gone over the court records. She has shuffled words around and caused people to believe the case wasn't even closed. The last time Original Owl went over the murder, I had people in my comments saying that the police were coming for me and they were going to reopen the case. They fully believed that the case had not been closed, which meant that Original Owl had said something to make them believe that, because if you're going through the transcripts truthfully, and it ends where it ends, then it's very clear that the case is closed, and the man who committed the crime and confessed to the crime is in prison for the crime, and there's nothing else to be tried, and there's nothing else to be found. But the way they go over these documents, they leave everything very, very open and very, this could happen. It could. She could still be tried. It could still be reopened because we don't have this and this and this. And the reason they don't have this and this and this is because it was taken out of the trial and is still documented and filed in a case somewhere. It still exists. They say, well, she said this and it wasn't part of the trial. It was just taken out and it's in a different case folder now that you didn't pay for and aren't going to be able to pay for because it wasn't part of the trial. And so they take the things that they don't have and they make their assumptions and they put it out as the truth. They will never have the full story because half of the story was taken out and put in a different file that they cannot purchase no matter how much money they have. Every time they go over these records, they shuffle words and they lie and they make assumptions. And I receive terroristic harassment and threats through emails, through my comments. If they have my phone number, they absolutely blow it up. Every time. I'm not assuming what they're going to do. I know for a fact what they're going to do because they have already done it multiple times in the past. It's their MO.